the perfect breakfast drink. Dr. Pepper and cream soda. Delicious. I've always heard the saying that when competitors compete, consumers always win. And that could not be more clear with the new Rode Wireless Pro. I've been a longtime user of the Rode wireless system, and when the original first launched, it was okay, but nothing that you could really rely on fully. Then, when the Wireless Go 2s were announced, with their onboard recording, it was an absolute game changer, and they became a reliable source for capturing such great audio. And then in early 2022, when DJI released their own version of a wireless mic with onboard recording, many Rode Wireless Go 2 people, like myself, were feeling like we might have missed out on a more superior product. Because the inclusion of a charging case that could charge all three devices at the same time was game changer, and something that the Rode Wireless Go never had. Unless, well, you bought one of those cheap off-brand plastic cases like this one. But all that has changed with the new Wireless Pro from Rode. They've competed with DJI and, well, themselves to create a far superior product, giving consumers like me an overall win with the new product. Anyways, my name is Ross Barnett, and after a little over a month on YouTube now, we have almost surpassed 300 subscribers. And I'm on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2023, and I'd love if you would join me on this journey of taking my 7 years as a full-time videographer and teaching you the little bits of all that I have learned over the years. So, just click the button. Just do it. Anyways, today I'm going to talk about 3 of my favorite features out of the Rode Wireless Pro, and why those 3 features are some of my absolute favorites. Here's a quick hint. I'm not going to talk about 32-bit float or timecode because, like I've said in past videos, even those are some of the features that are headlining of the Wireless Pro, they just aren't going to affect my workflow at all. My favorite features of this product are smaller design choices that really land a big impact with my workflow. And that brings us straight to feature number 1, the wireless charging case. See, like I stated in the intro of this video, the wireless charging case is a straight up rip-off of the DJI mics. So why am I including this as a favorite feature? And that's simple. When companies compete, the consumer always wins. And this charging case includes a big win that not a lot of people are talking about. And it all starts with a USB-C cable and when you plug it in to your computer. The case doubles as a USB hub, so after recording files on both transmitters, you can simply plug in the case into your computer and immediately pull up both files on both transmitters right here within the Finder window. No longer do you have to pull each individual transmitter out of the case to copy files individually. This, paired with the fact that you no longer have to use Rode Central to get the files off the transmitter, is an absolute game changer when it comes to offloading files. I was working alongside a friend the other day who uses the DJI mics, and he saw me plug in the entire case and offload all the files, and immediately he let me know how the DJI mics couldn't do that. And I just assumed that they always could, so we tested it, and the DJI mics definitely don't do that. This is exactly why the consumer always wins when companies compete. Feature number 2 is the locking connection for the 3.5mm lav mic. Now, maybe you've never had an issue, but I've definitely had a lav mic come off once and the entire audio track simply sounded like this. Thankfully, I had a backup, but still, it's not something that you ever want to happen, ever. The locking connection just helps so much with the confidence that you're getting the quality recording, regardless of the shuffling movement or anything that's happening with your talent. It's a simple feature, but it just makes sense with where it is. I've only had my Wireless Pro set for about a month now, but I have been noticing somewhere around the black color of the locking connector probably isn't an issue at all, and it's probably more so caused by the metal from the lav mics that I use. But it'll be interesting how it holds up over time. I'm just thankful that it is metal and not some sort of cheap plastic that can easily strip the connections though. Alright, let's jump right into the Rode Central app for feature number 3, and that is the record button, and well, being able to disable it. You see, since the release of the Wireless Go 2, everyone was begging for a record button and a red light to show that it's recording, and Rode listened. But for those not necessarily needing a record button, or people who just don't want one, they also somewhat listened as well. So if you're like me and don't want your talent to be able to look at the transmitter and figure out how to stop the recording, you can actually go into the Rode Central app and disable the record button within the app itself. Now, if the button is ever pressed, it simply starts a new track instead of stopping the recording. This is just another feature that I love because it provides clarity that I know when I place this on my talent, it will continue to record until I physically go and get it off of them. Since I film a majority of weddings and typically utilize the Wireless Pro to capture audio from the officiant and the groom during the ceremony, there's always a span of probably 10 to 15 minutes before the ceremony actually starts when I'll mic them up and leave the mics recording. Now, ideally when I do this, people sometimes get a little nervous that everything they say is being recorded. But as a wedding videographer, I simply do not have the time to go back through and listen to their conversations, and I simply want the mics to be on and ready where I can go set up other cameras and tripods and all the other things that I have to do before a wedding ceremony is starting. With the record button disabled, if they click it, it simply just starts a new track. Or if it accidentally bumps up against something in their pocket unknowingly, it just starts a new track. Disabling the record button makes it very difficult to ever accidentally, or well, on purpose, stop a recording once the transmitter is on. So I definitely appreciate Rode listening to their customers because there are plenty of instances where I'd love to use this as a standard record button, but I also appreciate the customization within the Rode Central app to be able to make these recorders work exactly as you need them to. So there you have it. Those are my top 3 favorite features on the Rode Wireless Pro and how I'm using these 3 features as a professional videographer. I'm sure there are plenty of more features to discuss, and I might just do that in a later video. But for now, that's about all we have. So if you have any questions about how the Rode Wireless Pro works, or if you have any questions even about the Rode Wireless 2, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to help answer any questions that you may have. And also keep in mind that we're on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2023. And at the time of posting this, we're almost a third of the way there. So if you're interested in learning and discussing all things business when it comes to videography, I'd love for you to follow along. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.